Hello and welcome to another episode of UFO Video Addicts. First of all, let me say Happy New Year to everyone out there. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is this very bright UFO that was filmed in South Korea. Also, I have this footage here. Again, this is one of those, clips that I've played before, but it's of a fleet of UFOs that flew over the Whitehouse in 1952. I know a lot of skeptics out there, go, oh, if there's UFOs out there, how come they don't land on the White House lawn? Well, they flew over the White House. They might not have landed on the lawn, but they were definitely there. Here's the footage. Also have this clip here from UFO VNI of this, what they're claiming is a spaceship that's bigger than Earth, orbits near the sun. This was taken on 12/20 of 2023, not too long ago. Let's see, also got a couple from Reddit here. This is UFOs over Salt Lake Valley. And then this one here is kind of a strange one. It's claiming that there's some type of interdimensional opening or something, but it's definitely strange. I don't really know what's going on with this video. Okay, now the next one, this one was actually submitted by, who was it? Ray? Oh yeah, this was submitted in Twitter. Now, the next one. Now, this is something that I have spoken about before. It was the human abduction. You know how a lot of times we find these cows that are we find cows that they say are mutilated by something. Well, this is I think it was called the Guayaparanga incident. Now, I'm going to show you it to you, but fair warning here, this is pretty graphic. It's pretty gruesome. It's a body of a human, of a male, which definitely shows signs of abuse. So yeah, I just want to give you a heads up that this next tab that I'm going to show you is of a deceased male that has been supposedly mutilated. Okay, fair warning. If you can't handle that, you might want to just skip through this part. But here it is. So, yeah. So like I said, this is called the I believe it was called the Guayaparanga Dam incident. But this was in Brazil, of a human being who was found with parts of his face cut off. He had incisions in his body. I think his anus was completely removed, and they actually think that's what killed him. He died of pain, essentially. And there's also some theories that it must have been done by a machine, because whoever did this did not care about how he felt or the pain and stress that he was going through. They just performed these operations, I guess, on him. Took these body parts and things like that and just left him there. But this is from Rich Planet TV. It's a 1 hour and 45-minute video, but I'm just going to play this short clip here where they talk about this, what happened to this guy. Also have this clip here of the inside of the Great Pyramid of Giza, or also known as the Pyramid of Cheops, or the Khufu Pyramid in Cairo. Oh, this guy spelled Cairo wrong. Cairo, Egypt. But a lot of people say this is a burial chamber, and there's other theories that the Pyramid of Giza was some kind of giant machine. Yeah, I'm going to go with machine. There's no way this could be a burial chamber, and one of the reasons why I don't believe it's a burial chamber is because there's no art on the wall. If you go to any of the burial chambers of the pharaohs in the the Valley of the Kings, I think it's called, right? Yeah, inside each of those burial chambers, there's artwork on the walls depicting, all of the major events of, the pharaoh's life, right? Depicting all the great things that he did. As you can see, if this is the king's chamber, right? No artwork on the wall, right? So this obviously, it's obvious to me that, there was no pharaoh buried in here. I believe that whatever this structure here is, this probably held the the Ark of the Covenant, which was some type of nuclear device. And I think that nuclear device was somehow used to generate power, or help this pyramid generate power, where they, most likely were able to transmit energy across this entire region. Again, and it goes back to our ancient past being occupied by highly advanced beings. Again, there's so much evidence of that, and I think the Pyramid of Giza is one such piece of evidence. And anyways, last is this article here from 1954, and it's from the Daily Times, New Philadelphia, Ohio. But it talks about crash saucers that were discovered in 1954. But I'll just give this here a quick read. Yeah, I couldn't find the rest of it. This is only page 2. I don't know where page 1 is, but we'll take a look at that. Anyways, if you appreciate the time and effort that I put into bringing this information to you, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video, and more importantly, please subscribe. Anyways, let's get into this. So yeah, like I said, this is from South Korea. Very bright UFO film in South Korea. Check this out.
저렇게 밝은 빛이 있나? 와, 못 보겠다.
Yeah, anyways, that's as much as I want to play with that. That's all this thing does. It just hangs there in the sky. I mean, obviously you can tell it's not a sun. It's not a drone or anything like that. It's definitely some kind of, illuminated object just hovering in the sky. Okay, and this is a short clip here, only a minute, 10 seconds long, of the incident that happened over the White House in 1952. Some people have said that these ships were German, evidence of the German technology, where they came and threatened the United States. But I believe that, again, that these are crafts being operated by most likely the entities, right, the humanoids that live in the Antarctic. Anyways, check this out.
UFO video footage series. In Washington, D.C., several UFO over the White House were tracked by radar. It was noted that the speed of the UFO approached 7,000 miles per hour. Watch the video and tell me what you think.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going 7,000 miles an hour. Yeah, so, like I said, a lot of skeptics have, posed the question, well, if there's aliens out there, how come they don't land on a White House lawn? Well, again, they didn't land on the White House lawn, but they definitely overflew the White House. And here's the evidence. Anyways, that's that short clip. Let's go to the next tab here. It says, so now this is a spaceship is bigger than Earth. It orbits near the sun. Let me just back up a little here. Now, Vassal Spatial, that means spaceship. Let me enlarge this. Yeah, there's a comment there. What I want to know is, you look at all of these objects. Let me see if I can stop one of these. All these objects here, like this here. What are these? Are these like meteors? space debris, and here's another one, but if it is space debris, isn't it moving kind of fast? And there's a whole bunch of them. Or is it evidence of other craft that are just moving at like hypersonic speed through our solar system? But yeah, look at all of them. Well, yeah, now this, white circle here is supposed to be a representation of the sun. And yeah, this other cover, it's just so that the sun, this here is so that, the brightness of the sun doesn't blow out the, doesn't blow out the camera that's taking these things. Yeah, but now you see, I can understand, some of these other objects, these circular objects that are slowly moving across the sky. Those are, planets or suns in the background. But what are these other little things that are just streaking through the field of view at enormous speeds? Because there's so many of them. Yeah, so now suppose, that explosion there was from a comet impacting the sun. Like I said, this is supposed to be a representation of the sun, and this is some type of covering that's meant to protect the lens capturing this thing. But anyways, that's that. Let's go to this next one here. UFOs over Salt Lake, Utah Valley. What? The video cannot be played. Let me see if I can. Well, that's kind of strange. This was just recently. Oh, this post was deleted by the person. Well, that kind of sucks. I wonder why they did that. Well, I was just watching this thing. This, someone must have just taken this down within the last, let's say, 30 minutes, because I just found this thing today. Strange that happens. Anyways, let's go to this one here. This is another kind of strange one. I'm going to play the whole thing since it's a Reddit clip. But yeah, watch this thing here. It gets pretty large and then closes up again. Unless the footage is repeating. But like, what is this? What is this thing down here? Yeah, what is this? Is this just another craft hanging out? And is this like a mothership or something? And this craft is waiting to enter? Yeah, is this thing opening up a portal, or is it a cloaked ship that's just revealing a small part of itself? Yeah, see, now this thing has moved. So is this a different object? Is this a different night? I can't really tell the yeah, I don't really know if it's two separate occasions. Yeah, so now, did this thing here go into a portal, disappear into a portal, or is it just cloaking itself? Anyways, that's that. Link will be in the description. You want to check that out. Okay, now again, this next one is from Rich Planet TV, and it's of a deceased male human nude. Pretty brutal. But let me just back this up. Like I said, this is a hour and 45 minute interview. Yeah, definitely check it out. I think I backed up a little too far. 2051. Okay, let me just start this about here. Check this out.
Porton Down in Wiltshire, which is a very secret establishment there, might be there for a while, and then they'll probably ship them to the United States.
Now, you mentioned the Brazilian case, which in terms of photographs is probably the best case on record of a human mutilation, which took place in 1988, we believe, and there's a full police report on that. And is there a post-mortem report with that as well?
Yeah, yes there is.
Right. Now, it's quite a controversial case because certain researchers who have covered animal mutilation in a great deal of depth, such as Linda.
Yeah, look at here how a piece of his skin here was just like punctured out in a perfect circular hole, and then his face. Right, all the skin here was cut off, just like they do with the cows.
Moulton Howe, who I interviewed for the Silent Killings film that we did, and we discussed animal mutilation worldwide, and she claims to have spoken to Philip J. Corso, who told her that documents in the Pentagon state categorically that animal mutilation worldwide is an ET UFO phenomenon.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now, however, I then wanted to discuss this Brazilian case of the mutilated man.
Yeah, with that in mind.
And let's just have a listen. Just to recap, let's just have a listen to Linda's reaction. There was one case, I believe, in Brazil where there was a jaw strip and all the other signs of mutilation.
Oh, you're talking about the photos that Gavard presented in Nevada in the early 90s and enrages me. He had not one shred of evidence beyond the photographs. The photographs were sent to me because he never had the courtesy to even contact me, to even ask me what I thought of the photographs, but used my name in the presentation as this is like the animal mutilations that Linda Moulton Howe has investigated. Untrue and absolutely unprofessional, and the wrong way to present anything to an audience when he has done no research of what I call research. And let me give you the backstory. So somebody tells me that this man from Brazil has done this and sends me those photographs. And I take the photographs to a medical doctor. I did not set up anything. I just put the photos down in front of a medical doctor and said, if you had a victim in front of you like this, what would you conclude? Without missing a beat, the medical doctor said, oh, I saw a lot of that in Vietnam. I said, what do you mean? He said, that's what Agent Orange does to human tissue or any tissue. I said, well, what do you mean Agent Orange does this? He said, in Vietnam.
Now, you see there, I think Linda is wrong because one thing they don't mention was the guy's anus was cored out. And yeah, you saw his face, was the skin on his face was removed perfectly. So yeah, this is not from Agent Orange. Anyways, yeah, you got to watch the whole thing. Check it out. I just want to play a little bit of that, Link will be in the description. Let's go to this one here. Like I said, this is kind of interesting. It's this guy going into the Pyramid of Giza. I think I've never seen something like this before.
Oh, wow. Hello, friends. Oh, wow.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Oh, does this continue? Yeah. Hi. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, let me just jump ahead while we go into the interior of the King's Chamber, I believe it is. Or just before he gets to the King's Chamber. And they also call it the Pyramid of Cheops, whatever, or the Pyramid of Khufu, because one of these guys had their names scratched on the outside of the pyramid, which is why they claim, that pharaoh built it. But that would be like me inscribing my name into the stone at the Empire State Building, and then 5,000 years later, people find my name engraved in it and claiming, oh, this is Bart Roberts' building. There's his name right there. You know what I mean? Just because a particular pharaoh's name was inscribed on the outside of the pyramid, doesn't mean that the pyramid was built as a burial chamber for that pharaoh. Just means that pharaoh, carved their name on the outside of the pyramid. Yeah, look, let me go back to that. Look at the shine here on this rock. That means this thing was definitely cut with some precision. Now, although I do believe, people are saying that, that these pyramids, or the pyramid of Giza, was built by aliens and other people argue, no, it was built by humans. I definitely think humans had a hand in building this, right? They did most of the labor. But who were the people that were directing these humans to build this, who, and a structure like this isn't something that's just built, with someone directing humans, where to place each rock. This thing, before this pyramid was built, right, someone had to come out and survey the land. Someone had to come out and grade the ground that it was built on, because of the precision, right? This is supposedly a structure that aligns with the cardinal points, perfectly aligns with the cardinal points. Right, so that, and from my understanding, like the casing stones on the outside, right, each casing stone was different, right? No two stones were the same, and we know that the casing stones were cut from a quarry, that was miles away, or even if it wasn't miles away, right? Somebody who's cutting the rock had to have been given measurements, right? Yeah, you can see here, how these, there's no mortar used in these things. Each rock was cut with such precision that they could be put close together where, you can't slip a piece of paper in between them. And like I said before, whatever this thing is, this is not a burial tomb where, a pharaoh was put in. This most likely held what I think was like the Ark of the Covenant, or some type of other nuclear device, which was then used to energize or power the pyramid. But anyways, that's that video. Let's go to this last link here. This is from the Daily Times, New Philadelphia, Ohio, in 1954. Let me see if I can close in on this so we can give it a read here. Zoom in. Well, I can't. That's getting hard to read. Anyways, let me see if I can read some of this here. It says, Dr. Brown went on to point out that a recognized scientist who was in charge of a vitally important project in World War II described a flying saucer he inspected after it crashed in Colorado. The scientist said the ship had a damaged porthole and that after making an outside inspection for 2 days, the porthole was enlarged to permit an interior inspection. Inside, they found bodies of 16 men ranging from 34 to 42 inches in height. All were burned, but an examination showed they had no dental defects, had metal buttons on their clothing, which were fastened with thread having a breaking strength of 420 pounds. The scientists found food similar to our K rations and 2 containers filled with water twice as heavy as our water. The ship was 99.99 feet long, 27 inches high above the wings, which were 45 inches thick, was constructed of an aluminum material unlike any we know. The Air Force finally discovered how to disassemble the ship. Its parts, including instruments which indicated the machine was a push button operation, and the bodies were taken away by the Air Force, and neither the scientists nor anyone else had heard about them since. Dr. Brown said 2 similar saucers, one 72 feet long and another 36 feet long, also had landed on the U.S. and had been inspected. It is noteworthy, he said, that all the measurements reported to date are divisible by 9. Dr. Brown explained the magnetic fault zones exist in the air, particularly over the northwest and southwest United States, and pointed out that scientists say that is the reason meteors sometimes land on the U.S. Things just go haywire when the meteors hit the fault zones and they crash, Dr. Brown said. Some scientists believe the same fault zone caused flying saucers to crash. Describing the possibility of speed which Earthmen can't fathom, Dr. Brown reminded that military radar equipment in a number of instances has picked up objects in the sky, including one over the Capitol and another over the White House at the same time. 5 minutes before our fighter jets appeared, the objects disappeared, he said. 5 minutes after our jets returned to their base, the objects reappeared and continued to hover over Washington and remain on the radar screens until dawn. It all adds up to the fact that we all had better be doing a lot more looking up than we're doing. One of the outstanding safety features of the Ohio Turnpike is the 36-foot center strip separated. So that's that. Anyway, so these, crashes go back to the 1950s. I remember David Grush talked about the crash in 1933 in Italy. So, there's no doubt that our government does have a active crash retrieval program, like David Grush revealed. And, we know a lot more than it's being led on. But, like I've said in my last videos, that this disclosure process is an ongoing process, and we're in the middle of it. And stories like this, are all a part of it. But anyways, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you appreciate the time and effort that I put into bringing this information to you, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video, and more importantly, please subscribe. It'll really help me out with the algorithms. And until next time, take care.